Hey y'all, welcome to Simply Blossom and Tarot. I'm Gigi and this is my channel. I keep getting distractions and that's when I know that um what I need to say needs to get out because something is trying to deter that, right? Deter that knowledge, deter that wisdom, whatever, what have you, okay? Um Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are taking good care of yourselves, staying prayed up in these turbulent times, okay? And keeping your mind steady, okay? Um, let's see. First thing I want to get into is the terrain that we are in, the energetic terrain. It's asking more of us in terms of how we man our energy. I am back out in the garden more, trying to get more sunlight, you know what I mean? Being more outside more just to like ground myself. Um, I also got the push to start juicing, and so right now I'm like shopping juicers. I have one, but it's kind of on the older side, and I want one that it's like a super easy cleanup so I can like stick to it. Because I could do juicing all day, all night, okay? But I'm being led to and I've been taking my vitamins and things, but I've been led to really up the fruits and vegetables, a holistic lifestyle, focusing on wellness and all these things. And the reason being is because I think with I travel a lot, so that's one thing, wanting to keep my immune system strong. But I do think that there may be some things coming through the pipeline in terms of things passing around and going around, viruses and things like that. Again, not a doctor, you know, but the fact that a lot of things have been rolled back when it comes to the checking of our food, the research of our food, the testing of our food, and certain what is that? Not the USDA. I can't think of it. But no more reporting on like different outbreaks, measles outbreaks and all these things. These numbers not being reported like they used to be or as frequently as they used to be. So just staying ahead of it and focusing on, our immune system would be the best bet. When people start to cut corners, I have really become a person that understands like you get what you pay for. So I think like with this overall energy of all of these budget cuts and like all of these things, whatever, when people don't understand the value that specific people bring to roles and places and their gifts and talents and what they do, and how they help humanity as a whole. See, every time I try to get on here and say something, now my eye burning, itching. But anyway, all right. And I got like a stain on my shirt. Child, it is a lot going on. Okay. And it's 9 o'clock, 9:10. So I need to get this done. So, anyway, all the rolling back to these things and not valuing people and their positions and what they bring and all these things, I really believe that you get what you pay for. So when people are cutting things left and right in all different sectors, even in the medical field, we're going to see it. There's an outcome for every cause. There's an effect, So, just being in the energy of what I can do for myself. That's my next thing that I wanted to talk about, is showing up for you and doing for you. Do the best that you can with what you got. Yeah. Do the best that you can for yourself. Okay. Don't take the lazy route out. Don't take the easy route out. Do what is literally the best for you. Normally, the things that is best for you is things that are pulling discipline or calling on discipline, But at this time, do for you. And the reason why I say that is because there is not going to be a lot of people who are going to be in the position of being able to do for others. And this crunch that we have going on, being able to take care of everything that everybody has going, whether it's just themselves or their kids or their family or whatever, And if a lot of people, I had noticed, a lot of people had downsized, And so if you have downsized, if you have moved in with family or staying with family or whatever, you are very smart. When you are in the energy of not caring what people think about you, and you don't care about putting on for keeping up with the Joneses and flexing and trying to basically prove your worth and value to other people by showing off and showboating, baby, you are in a very good position. Okay, if you don't have a super expensive overhead, you're in a great position. But don't get in the energy of laziness. Get up, do for yourself as much as you can, save up. Think for yourself at this time, but I do think that we are now in the space to where people can figure out what was the lies and what was truth. While everyone seemed to be like confused or going through spiritual psychosis or being programmed by YouTube conspiracy theories and all these things. And I hope that y'all clocked. I hope that y'all clocked that a lot of spiritualists and intuitive people and readers and all of these things, witches and gurus and all of these things, I hope a lot of y'all clocked that a lot of that shit came straight from YouTube. Okay? A lot of that was energies getting within them and pushing a narrative so things could come out, because there was some going on. There was some sort of spiritual attack on, I don't know how one would go about doing that, doing this, but it was through religion. It was through the vehicle of religion, and it was rooted in fear, of being like yanked, it was kind of like a yanking. But the thing is that it wasn't organic. You know what I mean? It was like rooted in fear. And that's when these conspiracy theories, they're rooted in fear. Spiritual psychosis is rooted in fear. The sky's falling, this and that, whatever. But I hope people peep that. Okay? That the predictions that folks was giving out and putting out was actually connected to a political agenda. Okay. But yeah, do for you as much as you can. There's going to be people who come through with sob stories. But the thing is that if it's not put on your heart to help, a lot of people are going to be trying to scam, grift, to get over on people, because when hard times come, it's like the streets is hungry too. But the thing is that when people go around and, I need help with this, and I need help with that, and a lot of that comes from a lack of discipline. It comes from operating from the lower self. It comes with operating through emotional impulse, sexual impulse, desire, anger. You know what I mean? People doing things being unintentional. So that is what you call a lack of maturity. So you want somebody to help, and you want somebody to show up. You want somebody to do the work for you. That's what I'm saying, So the thing is that the way that our life looks right now is what we've manifested, for the most part, through a series of decisions that we've made for ourselves. And the better we get at making these decisions, the better that we get at making these decisions, the better that our life gets. Which is like less struggle. The struggle that we have comes from discipline, which is the hard part. So you're gonna struggle either way, because you just feel like you're down and out all the time, or you're gonna struggle by doing the hard thing. You know what I'm saying? So either way it go, life gonna be hard in a sense. But discipline gets you where you want to go. So be careful for people coming in asking for this, that, and the third, and all these things. They got a damn Benz in their driveway. They was out at the lounge. They was out at the club. They was shitting on people and flexing. And when they got money, they squandered it. And, all of this stuff. You are your responsibility. Your kids is your responsibility. And that's if they small. Okay. Everything else going on. Okay. Everything else going on. But like even in that instance, like I guess you could say like watch out for like pocket watchers or whatever. Be quiet also. Be quiet. Listen to your intuition. Get into the energy of stillness. I have been back out in my garden, being outside more, grounding myself more, and all of that. You know, just being. I think that the collective was in a super ungrounded energy, but a lot of truth is coming out now to where people can see like well, what's going on and what's happening. You know, listen to your intuition. There was something that came out in my city, and like everybody knows about this situation that has gone on in my city like over and over, right? And our local like our local news station or whatever always reports on this situation to the point where people are like, oh my god, I don't want to hear about this, la la la, whatever, right? So the original thought that I had about the situation, I had I correctly, accurately, whatever you want to say it, predicted it. Like I knew it. Like when I heard about everything that happened or whatever, I was like, oh, I know this, that, and the third, la la la. And it was like years down the road, and that's exactly what came out to be. Like, listen to your intuition, bro. Listen to your intuition. There was another situation that I had going on with a set of friends, and I was like, nope, I listened to my intuition, and my homegirl ended up telling me like this happened, this da da da, and I'm like yes. I clocked it. I got the hell up out of there, or whatever, you know. So listen to your intuition at this time. If some don't feel right, what I've noticed right now is it's a lot of characters people are like super codependent right now, like whether they're looking for somebody emotionally to save them, financially to save them. I don't know, even kind of like mentally, like people don't even know how to think for themselves right now, like, you know what I mean? So watch out for that energy, bro. Watch out for that energy and be quiet. Like, I'm not saying like you just gotta be quiet all the time, but what I am saying is that when you know people aren't good for you or right for you or whatever, like my socials and everything is private right now. You know, I'm not giving access. I'm just not giving access. I'm not giving access. And if you lost access, that was for a reason. And if you lost access, why are you putting so much energy and effort into getting access? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that, again, undisciplined, not making the right decisions. If you were disciplined in showing up, you know what I mean, then you would have had access. But because you did not do that, so everything's a cause and effect, right? You don't have access. So know your worth, know your value, what you bring to the table, and don't be afraid to walk away from things, y'all. I don't care if they friends, family, exes, partners, co-workers. Get away from people that you know. Like, don't feel like, oh, I'm stuck in this situation, I gotta deal with this person. You don't have to deal with anybody. Like, I want y'all to get into the energy of like, I don't have to deal with nobody. Like, if I don't want to deal with it, I don't want to deal with it. And at the end of the day, that's what's healthy. Like, literally removing yourself from stressful situations, being around people who cause stress, being around people who are not bringing anything to the table. Why? I don't have to, you know? I don't have to. So let's see what else. Oh, this is big. Pay attention to the shift in ancestral consciousness. Right now, this is the ancestral collective, okay? And when I say that, I'm talking to my black and brown folks, okay? I'm talking to the melanated folks. There's something about the ancestral collective where they are identifying our specific struggle with where we are. Okay, it is not identical to the struggles in which our ancestors went through, but there is like something in the DNA right now, and I'm seeing it more so in the art realm. But because that's happening there, I know it's happening in other places and spaces. But there's something happening on a like ancestral DNA, like DNA knowledge, ancestral knowledge, that the message is like our collective is suffering. Our people is suffering. It's almost like bracing. Okay, well, let's get into the energy of it. There is a there is like a pulling. There's like a pulling or a calling in the ancestral collective where they're saying, "Hey, pull from our strength." Your fight may look different, but the strength is the same. Like the terrain may look different, but we have a lot of the solutions already, you know. So like for instance, we'll use Sinners as an example. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan and all the amazing other actors. So Sinners came out and a lot of people watched it. And for me, it was so beautiful because I felt seen. I felt seen, and even later on, like on threads and people talking about it and having all these conversations and bringing so much love to Black ancestral rituals and ceremony and religions and how we connect to God. And our own spirituality, and that is not demonic, you know, that is beautiful, that you can love your husband and cover him in prayer and cover him with the knowledge of herbs that you know what I mean? So I really, really loved that, and I felt seen, and it created a conversation, and it kind of just felt like, because a lot of people who believe in God and practice how I practice, which I believe that faith without works is dead. You can put two and two together. Faith without works is dead. So I'm going to use everything that I can do to do the work, you know, to do the work. And that is how I commune and I conversate with God, and how I cleanse my home, and how I cleanse my vessel, and how I use certain things to keep myself protected. And even it mimics and echoes in the energy of nature. Mosquitoes and pests and roaches and all that stuff, they don't like the smell of sage. They don't like the smell of cinnamon. They don't like the smell of rosemary and cedar. They don't like the smell of essential oils. Okay? They don't like the smell of Palo Santo. What do you use to get rid of bees? You smoke them out. You know? So the thing is that a lot of things also mimic nature, but I just felt so seen, and I understood, because everything is so demonic and oh blah 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 blah. And to me, I don't get in the energy of trying to tack on to that bias, or to pick up, you know, a stick in that fight to try to explain to people who suffer from cognitive dissonance and who suffer from basically a brainwashing and a whitewashing of their own historical background. If you don't know who you are, a tree without roots is dead. And that's the ancient African proverbs. I know where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to feel ashamed about it, or I don't have to feel that that's demonic, or I don't have to feel that black is ugly and where we come. You know, you don't believe when somebody tells you to hate yourself. Why would you believe that? Okay, so that's my stance on it, right? But I felt so seen, right? But I'm just saying that. So we have Sinners, right? We have Cowboy Carter going on with Beyonce. So Beyonce's whole thing is that country been black, and country is black. It was created by black folks, right? And then it was something else. Oh, Kendrick Lamar whole beef with Drake, but a lot of the things that he talked about was like, it came from, what I'm saying is there is an activation of an ancestral strength where it's just like, you can fight however you want to fight. You can be a lawyer and you go and fight for civil rights cases, right? You can be a singer, a rapper, a poet, or whatever, right? The Nikki Giovanni's. And it's funny though. It's funny too, because we are in the energy where a lot of greats are going to glory. So, and I have been thinking about that. I have really been thinking about that, and I was like, damn, like, we're losing the greats. And that's why I've been like, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get to a Chris Brown concert. Like, I just, oh my God, like, you know, I didn't see Whitney in concert. I haven't seen Sade in concert. The moment that Sade go to concert, y'all, like, I don't care if I have to go get a loan, baby. I'm going. Nah, I don't believe in that, but I don't believe in that. But you know what I mean? Just this beautiful, rare, once in a lifetime energy, and it's almost like I'm not even seeing that level of talent be produced anymore. But it's not the level of talent, because the thing is that this is another thing. You can have all the talent in the world, right? But somebody with half your talent, right? But 80% more work ethic than you can get out here and be that icon and be that star. Practice really makes perfect. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Hone onto a skill. It will help. Hold on to a skill. Do it day in and day out. Practice makes perfect. But as you are doing that, you are also healing your nervous system, because you're sticking with something and you're showing up. A lot of us, our nervous systems is all out of whack and out of order because we don't have a sense of routine, or even sometimes, I guess, like purpose or passion or whatever. Like, it's like you got to show up for something, that energy of routine and groundedness, and taking it one day at a time, and watching yourself. That happened to me with biking. And actually one time, my brother had like came around, like he was driving, and he was like, oh shit, that's Gia on the bike. He was like, you look like you can like go and do like like a actual like tour to whatever, right? The Tour de France, whatever. And I was like, no, yeah. I was like, yeah, like I be cycling, whatever. And I had thought about it. Like, I remember when my first day on the damn track, and I was just like, And then now I could just like keep it going, whatever. Like, my endurance is amazing. And that's another thing about like moving your body and picking up different skills for your body and seeing how it changes your body. And then it gives you confidence that you know that you can change and you can evolve. You could do whatever you want. You could be whatever you want. You know what I mean? So many people are doing this cosmetic surgery. No shade, no tea. Like, it's just not my thing. But they're looking for all of these shortcuts. They're looking for all of the shortcuts when the reward is in the discipline. Go outside and run. Get on a bike. You know what I'm saying? You can put on a little waist trainer. Like, it's do some damn sit-ups. Do some squats. Pick up some weights. Stop the shortcuts. Because these things cause ailments and things of that nature. But anyhow, the ancestors are speaking, honey. All right. I feel like the ancestral consciousness is raising up and really working through a lot of us. And with that, I was just using the art realm as an example. But for me, I've been led back to the garden or whatever, and all my people, we were like back. I was about to say back home, but where my family comes from, they were farmers in their area, like the first ones to, after Reconstruction, to set all that up, anyway, and provide food to folks and set up groceries and all that stuff. Grocers, maybe, whatever. But our ancestors are reaching to us to give us strength that they had to endure. Okay. And I also spoke about how I felt that Sinners was ancestral work. That they were like, oh, you paying us homage. Look at the blessings that they have flowing right now. Look at the blessings that they have flowing right now. Okay, who gonna stop them? They back in IMAX, making more money. Making more money. Like, I really believe that it was just, and I get chills, thinking about it, of how your ancestors can really help guide you and protect you and bless you. You know what I mean? And I do believe in God, because I don't want people thinking that it's, whatever, which is so weird, because the Middle Easterners, they do the same thing. They light their incense and all that. The Asians, They do the same thing. They respect and honor their ancestors, and it is very, very serious. Africans as well. It like a lot of foreigners, like this is normalized. This is like regular, but it's demonized here. Anyway, however you can tap into ancestral work or even truth works, because what Kendrick is saying is true. What Sinners was saying is true. What Beyonce saying in Cowboy Carter is true. Right? This is the education and this is the history that you want to act like it ain't there. But this is actually what it is. Um so we have that. Now, also at this time, be in the energy of reprogramming your mind and remove the chains off of you. Take that how that resonates for you. Okay? Because right now, what I feel like I am really, really breaking the chains out of religious fear, out of not being accepted and being misunderstood. That's also an Aquarius thing, okay? But believing and connecting to the energy of abundance and knowing that my community is there. It actually is here. You know what I'm saying? My community is there for me. People who understand me, they exist. The love that is for me exists. People who love me as I am, not this perfect. I have to be this perfect being and this la 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 la. Right? That community is there. That person is there. That opportunity is there. That door is there. That door is open. That place is there. My dream is there. You know what I mean? So, reprogram your mind and remove chains off of you. Even in terms of where you think say you want to get a car or a house or whatever, apply for it, see what happens. I was talking to one of my homegirls. She was like, girl, I got a car, I don't even know how. You know what I mean? But a lot of these places and businesses, they actually are kind of hard up, to get customers and things. So I think that, it may be a little bit easier right now to strike a deal, to strike a deal. But go for it. Go for that thing, Oh, I got approved. I didn't know I can get approved. You know what I mean? Oh, I got to go there. I didn't know that. Believe in God, have that faith and lean into it, go towards it, and how they say, reach for the stars. Really be in that energy, but be prepared to work for it. Ain't nothing happening overnight. All that fast talking shit, all that money overnight shit, all that I'm gonna hit the lotto, all that, none of that is. I mean, you might, but don't bet your bottom dollar on that. You know what I mean? But at this time, y'all, just be in the energy of grounding. There's something. Now it's funny because the North Node is in Pisces and the South Node is in Virgo. Okay. So I just keep getting this energy to create. I keep getting this push to create. I keep getting this push to tell others to do their thing, create, put it out there, all these things. And this is, Pisces is the energy of connecting to the ethers, spirituality, connecting to, it's not the cosmic realm, but it's almost like the subconscious, the fantasy, the daydream, kind of the things that can be an escape and things like that, right? Romanticism and all of these things, and it just gives me the dreamy energy of a movie, So things in which that can put people in a better mind. I'm not trying to say be the dope dealer in the sense, or the escape dealer in the sense to sell people a lie and things like that. No, but there's a need, a universal need, a collective need of we have all of this going on. How can I get away? Not how can I get away, but people just need this energy of refuge, So just for instance, staying at home and watching movies, things that are inexpensive, but going out on a picnic date or going on a museum date, romanticism, needing to feel um the lightness of life still, while it seems like the world is crumbling, and understanding that two things can exist simultaneously. That struggle can exist during a yeah that struggle can exist, but love can exist simultaneously. That you can fall in love during a horrible time, or and not axing out that. Or you can find your hobby, your passion, your gift, your love. You can, like, you know what I mean, like that is still, it like life is really your choice. Like, you don't have to be on the wave and on the energy that the collective consciousness is on. You can always reclaim, and choose your frequency. So in some way, shape, or form, you got to find that Pisces energy right now. I'm trying to see. Here we go. The Mystic, imaginative, compassionate, healing, empathetic, mystical, adoring, magical, allowing, dreaming, ethereal, spiritual, emotional, escapist, impractical, oceanic, self-pitying, and illogical. And that it is a lot of that going on. I was kind of talking about it, self-pity and illogical. And the thing, like, with the Pisces North Node is that, like, a lot of people can be they could be on the bottom of that totem pole, where they're like basically delusional and self-pitying and all of that, or they can be at the top of it and be in the energy of like taking their imaginative energy and creating something with it, or taking their compassionate energy and doing something with that. But that's just what I wanted to say right now. I think I covered a lot of things, and I just kind of wanted to pop on here and talk about it. Also, if you are into it, get into your spiritual cleansing, your spiritual baths, your floor washes, your door washes, your patio washes. Get into the energy of like really manning your frequency, getting rid of things, cutting off people, if need be. Like, it kind of gives the energy of like a spiritual kind of gives the energy of like spiritual separation. But you really have to select your frequency right now, and be very independent in that. And for some, if they are in like karmic energy, for some people their frequency is almost being chosen for them. A lot of karmic relationships have already fallen apart, or if not, like they are. So yep, right now we are in the energy of a lot of healing happening as well. There's a lot of ancestral healing, especially within Black and brown communities, of not taking in the poison, not ingesting the poison that somebody is telling you to inflict upon yourself, and affirming yourself and believing in who you are, and knowing that you have a purpose that is bigger than what people may think. People who think lowly of you want you to believe about yourself. But yeah, really lean into that spiritual bag, and it's something about, I don't know what collective that I'm talking to right now at this moment, but I don't know, I feel like you can create something for someone that can. And again, like, you have to, everything in life you have to do, you have to bring a balance to, But I feel like we're being told to, in our own way, bring the truth to things, right? Bring the truth to things, whether people like the truth or not. But also bring, like, who you are, where you come from with it as well. And honor that, And within that, it's almost like it's bringing healing forward. I don't know. It's like we're reaching back to the past to heal the now. And I think and I think it's happening through a lot of bloodlines, even bloodlines who oppose Black and brown. Everybody has a choice. I keep getting like you can choose your frequency. Like everybody is programmed through like tradition and like this and that and that and that. But however that is for you, rather if you need to do something different than your ancestors, or you need to learn from your ancestors to get through the moment that you're in, however go, there's some sort of healing relationship, deep relationship, DNA relationship with that ancestral energy right now. So take time to connect with that, take time to really connect with that. What else? I think that's it. We can pull a card. Know that you are loved and don't accept anything that is beneath that. Be in the energy of discipline at this time and stop letting people waste your time. Stop letting people waste your time. Look, heads up. Y'all got a heads up. Y'all got a heads up. Reclaim your power. Get out the autopilot. Okay? Get out the autopilot. You have shelter and source. Letting source be your shelter. Making sure you are in relationships that is safe for you. Okay? Look, and it says neglect. If you're on autopilot, reclaim that power. This is a heads up. This is a heads up. I'm telling you right now is you got to show up. You got to do the hard things right now. I had even told myself that because I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Like I'm blah, blah, blah. All this is on my plate, da, 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 da. And I had to stop myself and I was like, you know what? Girl, stop. You can handle all this. I handled all of everything that I was freaking out and stressing about. And I was like, okay, got that, did that, whatever. And then my mom was like, girl, I told you, like, I don't even know why you stressing, whatever. Okay. It says, observe your surroundings. Heads up. This card reminds you to stay present, treasure your circumstances, be intentional with how you navigate through spaces that aren't your sacred place. Do not get caught off guard. There's a chance someone nearby has plans to take advantage of you when your head is down. You are an easy target. Be receptive to your energy. Everywhere you go, scout the environment before entering. In this position, you are grounded. Your feet feel light. Your mind is clean. Your head is high. You trust that you are solid. Your burdens are passing. You've made your way over the hurdles that tried to distract you from your advancement. Both the sun and the wind have messages for you, if only you agree to listen. Boom. Reclaim your power. Some of y'all, this is like, yeah, autopilot. Just kind of like being around people. Just, they're saying reclaim your power. Okay? Okay. Anxiety has no status. No blessings here. La la la. Yeah. Reclaim your power. You are who you think you are. You do not have to shrink yourself for the contentment for anyone. Show your face, be the truth, and reimagine. Upward, you are stepping into your true light. You are honoring your gifts, and you are no longer accommodating the bare minimum. Wait, yeah. Accommodating, okay. Out with the old ways, in with the new. What excited you once no longer does. There are endings and there are beginnings. You embrace both. Advocate for what's rightfully yours. Period. For some of y'all, this could be relationships with shelter. Yeah, precaution, privacy. The hardships they face were not meant to be passed down or adopted. Yeah. You hold access to mountains of ancestors who stream fortune directly into your being, making sure you are impenetrable and full. The hardships they face were not meant to be passed down or adopted. In fact, their wishes for solace led you here. They refuse to rest until you find refuge. Stress is played out. The abuse in every form is unacceptable. Now is the time to tackle unfinished business so you can come back home to yourself. Refrain from condoning absurdity. Detach from your experiences. Do not empower them to hang over your head. Do not rush or act too suddenly. Calculate every move and figure out what's worth your energy and what isn't. Not nature. Nurture what matters the most to you. Boom. That's what I'm saying. There's an ancestral energy of like, the hardships that we went through aren't meant to be passed down to you. The stress that we went through, the abuse that we went through, you're not going through that. Reclaim your power. Get out of autopilot. Hello. And that's what I was saying earlier. Do for you. Baby, when you do for you, that is what reclaiming your power is. When you do for you, can't nobody tell you what you gonna do. You hear me? Can't nobody tell you what you gonna do. Your independence is your lifeline. Period. Okay? And that may be even bigger because all of these different laws that this government is trying to put into action, women needing to have permission from their husbands to do this, that, and the third, and to have a bank account, and like all of this stuff, like just all this weird stuff, you know. It's an energy of like, oh no, we're beyond that, we're past that, no. These struggles that your ancestors went through are not meant for you to go through. Okay? And I think that's why there's so many energy, like for instance, Cowboy Carter, right? She's like, what are you talking about? That I can't be something that like we invented this. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all the ones that's lying. Being in this energy of like, they're giving the strength to keep telling the truth and to keep putting that energy forward, to keep doing that, right? Because they're like, y'all aren't going to go through what we went through. Okay. Yeah. They say y'all not going through what we going through. Oh wait, that's crazy. Okay. That's what I wanted to say. Send y'all love and light. Peace.